Stars make every player on the team better. Michael Jordan, his ability to challenge himself, his natural ability physically of being able to play with such great energy, his intelligence, basketball intelligence, all those things I think were remarkable. I enjoyed coaching Michael Jordan because he had a respect for coaches and he had a desire to play at a peak level, and he's willing to follow instructions without, wanting to over-dominate the game. Even as a young player, there were times in the fourth quarter where he would make up the difference in a ball game on his own. I had to bring Michael in my office and say, Michael, when's the last time someone who led the league in scoring won a championship? Thought about it a bit. He said, Rick Barry. I said, yeah, that's right, in the 70s. But it's very rare that person that wins scoring championship is also on a championship team. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to move the ball around and we're going to take the spotlight off you all the time and involve the other players on your team. He said, oh, you're going to have that equal opportunity offense. Well, what's going to happen when the 24-second clock gets under 5 seconds? We'll coach the players how to get the ball to you in that particular time so you can activate the ball. Save that terrific scoring ability for the fourth quarter. He laughed and he accepted the responsibility. And the other thing that we did is we moved him from a guard to a forward position. We really wanted to win the series in Chicago, Game 5, and we lost this game and we flew out to Utah to play the 6th game, and Michael said, we're going to end it tonight. You guys get ready for this ball game because we're not going 7. Going into the game, we kind of knew what we had to do to win the game. You had to play close, but come out and win the game in the last 5 minutes. The timeout that I did take with about 40-some seconds to go. That was the key, because knowing Jerry Sloan and having coached against him many times, I knew that if we could go down and score and make it a one-possession game, that he wouldn't call a timeout. We'll run the open. Dennis will, run a pick or set a pick or slip a pick, depending upon what Ostertag does. And Michael, you can double back on Malone if you have the ability. You saw the crowd rise behind that whole activity. You could see the anticipation that they had that this was a crucial moment. Michael changed the idea and pulled up for the jumper instead of taking it to the hoop and finished it. We called that season The Last Dance, and I thought, for an ending of a career, there could have been nothing sweeter than what Michael had just done.
All right, fellas, let's get out of the box quickly. Drew to your last turn, take a shot.
What time is it?
Game time! Move!
Every great plot has its twist. Game 5 of the NBA Finals was no exception. In fact, it may have shifted the momentum in this series. Michael Jordan was hitting the back of the rim all night. Meanwhile, Karl Malone finally found his rhythm, 39 points. And he had help, most notably from an unlikely source, forward Antoine Carr. Called upon in the second half, Carr had 5 attempts from the field. He made all 5. Chicago couldn't close it out at home, so we're back in Utah for Game 6, coming up next.
Twilight over the century-old Utah State Capitol building, just above downtown Salt Lake City.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Delta Center for game number 6 of the NBA Finals with the Chicago Bulls and our Utah Jazz. And now, introducing the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls. Wearing number 13, the starting center at 7'2" from New Mexico, Luke Longley. On the guard line, number 9 at 6'6", from Miami of Ohio, Rob Harper. Wearing number 7, starting forward at 6'11" from Croatia, Tony Kukoc. Wearing number 33, starting forward at 6'7" from Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen. And a guard, Number 23 at 6'6" from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. The Bulls are coached by Phil Jackson. Starting forward, number 3.
Welcome, everyone, to Salt Lake City, Utah, for Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Coach, the Jazz need to win 2 in a row, but these rabid fans trying to will them to the finish line.
And if they win tonight, Kevin, Game 7 would also be here on their home court. So this crowd could have a decided impact on the final outcome.
And in the first 2 games here in Salt Lake City, Clark, Jordan and Pippen, who coach also, combining to go 4 for 23 from 3. And it's unheard of.
It really is, Kevin, and the Jazz with a bit more size and strength inside, it sure would help Chicago if they can space the floor a little better tonight and knock down some of those perimeter shots.
On the floor for the Chicago Bulls, Luke Longley is at the 5. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. And at the guard positions, Ron Harper and the great Michael Jordan. And so for the Utah Jazz, it's Adam Keefe and Karl Malone inside. Brian Russell at the 3 and also tasked with defending Michael Jordan. And the skilled backcourt of Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton.
When you look at how the Bulls have played on the road this postseason, they're only 4-4. And most of those losses have come against their toughest opponents, Utah and Indiana.
Here's Russell following the basket by Michael Jordan. Pass to Keefe. And here's Russell. 5 on the clock. And stolen by Jordan. The 15-footer. Longley passes to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Passes to Harper. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. A shot by Jordan, no good. Clark, of course, it took Chicago 7 games to get past Indiana. And as a former Pacer, I know how proud you are of those players from Indianapolis.
No question about it, Kevin, being part of that franchise's history and seeing that Indiana team push the Bulls harder than any team had during this dynasty, impressive.
It was. And the Bulls, David Aldridge, with some concerning injury.
Thanks, guys. Now, the big news for the Bulls is the condition of Scottie Pippen, who hurt his back in Game 3. He did take an injection yesterday, did electrical stim, iced it, had ultrasound and a massage, and then he did a lot of stretching. He told me he's a little bit ginger, but nothing can keep him out of a game like this. Back to you.
We knew that. David, thank you. Mike, it really has been an injury-plagued series for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Ron Harper has the flu, can't hold down any food. Plus, the Bulls have been without a couple other key players. Monumental challenge for them tonight.
Huge, you're right. And a big question in this game will be how effective Scottie Pippen can be with this back spasm issue.
Well, in Game 5, he was only 2 of 16 from the floor. But he gave them 11 boards, 11 assists, and 3 steals. Can he find a way to impact the game tonight?
Like he did in Game 5, you're right. Now, here is Russell, following the miss by Michael Jordan. Russell passes to Keefe. Back to Russell. Hornacek from long range. Tony Kukoc comes up with the rebound. And Mike, coming into this game, Malone said he wanted to attack the paint early.
That's right, looking to put pressure on the rim and, if possible, get Rodman and Longley in early foul trouble.
Now, here is Russell, following the miss by Michael Jordan. Pass to Stockton. Here is Keefe, covered by Longley. The fader. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Keefe's got his second bucket of the night.
And in the fourth quarter of Game 5, John Stockton didn't attempt a single field goal. Jerry Sloan would like him to be a little more assertive with his scoring tonight.
He's been an outstanding field goal percentage shooter throughout his career and in this series, Mike, so no real reason for him not to look for his shot.
Took the smaller defender to task inside. Great recognition of the mismatch.
And so Stockton will bring it up for Utah. They trail by 3, and then slammed in by Jordan.
My goodness, taking the chance to add a little extra spice with that throwdown.
Oh, yeah. Just another message to the defense that they are in control of this one.
I think the message is received. The defense knows these guys are making them look powerless.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Carr, he's checked in for Keefe. Morris comes in for Brian Russell. Anderson, he's checked in for Hornacek. And Isley subbed in for Stockton. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. Rodman comes in for Tony Kukoc. Burrell, he's checked in for Scottie Pippen. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Ron Harper. Hey, Clark, with the injury issues to Pippen and Harper, so much falling on the big shoulders of Michael Jordan.
And we know those shoulders are broad and capable, and we're used to thinking of Michael Jordan as superhuman, but he's now in his 30s playing big minutes. Does he have enough to climb another hurdle? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to find out.
That's a heads-up play by Kerr, finding the open man and getting him the ball on time and on target. Well done.
Anderson outside. The pass to Malone. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a big Game 5 for Tony Kukoc. You know, Clark, he made as many shots in just 13 attempts as Jordan and Pippen made collectively in a combined 42. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, his efficiency was off the charts, and I don't think the Bulls fed him enough. They got to remedy that tonight, though, Kevin.
You're right. Now here's Jordan. He's got 16. Driving inside. The Bulls with the finish line in sight, looking for their 6th ring in the last 8 years. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pass to Morris. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly, that was their game plan coming in.
And there's the call on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul.
Sacrificing his body, putting it on the line right there.
That takes tremendous grit. Taking charges, not for the faint of heart.
Here's Isley. Malone in the post. And so it's Chicago with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting. Welcome back to the second quarter of the NBA Finals, Game 6 here in Utah, as the Chicago Bulls look to close out the Jazz. But do they have enough left in the tank to get it done?
And these Bulls have to feel like the time is now to close out the series. They do not want it getting to a Game 7 on the road.
They've got Hornacek. Russell is out there with Antoine Carr. Then there's John Stockton, and it's Malone in at the 5. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Stockton passes to Russell. Utah moving it around. Here's Carr, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Clark, the Bulls looking to close it out tonight. Critical, since very few teams have been able to win a Finals Game 7 on the road.
And you know what, Kevin? If it got to that point, all the momentum would be with the Jazz having battled back from down 3-1. The Bulls got to play like this is the Game 7 here.
Once again, you've mapped it out well, Clark. Seems to me, Clark, like the Bulls doing a pretty good job of containing the terrific Karl Malone.
Well, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. And after his big showing in Game 5, Kevin, they knew that that would be a critical element tonight. Bottle up, Malone.
That's right, top of the priority list. Russell finds Stockton. This is it to Carr. From deep. He can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Jordan outside. Driving. Oh, my. What a play.
Scottie Pippen.
I love the floor awareness from Pippen, understanding when the defense is overcommitted.
Jazz trailed by 10. Stockton the pass to Russell. Pass to Carr. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Kukoc with the defensive effort. And through gritted teeth, Pippen still, coach, getting it done.
Every step is a challenge with that back pain, but he's gutting it out for his teammates.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Known as an elite defender, Pippen is also more than capable of shouldering the offense sometimes, too.
The Bulls making a switch here. Harper's checked in, and it's Russell in the corner. You know, there's no wondering about Pippen's back with that kind of performance.
John Stockton with the assist.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Outside Harper. Jordan high post. And he comes up with the deuce. Jordan's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bulls.
Keep doing work inside. Close range looks like that will keep your lead safe. Stay on the attack.
I agree. The defense has to shut the door on those kinds of shots if they want to turn this around.
Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
And the defense continues to not be up to the challenge.
Russell kicks to Stockton. Offline with his three.
Utah still struggling from deep. We saw it last game, and it's continued in this one.
And the Utah Jazz not getting a lot from their center position in this series. Both Greg Ostertag and Jeff Forster, relative non-factors.
And in this MVP battle so far, Michael Jordan is coming out, I think, coach, on top.
Yeah, Karl Malone not having the same impact as MJ. That's been a factor.
Huge. Keefe is checked in for Utah. And for the Jazz's center trouble. Clark, you can't help but recall the trade deadline deal that almost brought center Ronnie Cycli to Utah.
You know, Kevin, that trade was a done deal, but then somehow it just fell apart and fell through. A big man averaging 15 and 7 in Orlando. Boy, he could have really helped.
Oh, you said it. Bushler's checked in for Pippen. And here are the Bulls now. They're on a 12-3 run right now. Shot from free throw range. Jordan's shot is off. And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 15-point game. Luke Longley's checked in for the Bulls.
Fourth team foul.
So it's Utah now.
On the court.
Hornacek outside. Malone against Rodman. Fades back. Malone misses.
And in these particular playoffs, the Bulls have lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. They know they've got to get busy and handle their business now.
Here's Jordan. Rebound, Utah. Malone's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Hornacek. Jordan with some nice D.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And the Utah Jazz, Mike, the last 2 years, the best winning percentage in franchise history.
Top 2 in the league. This Stockton-Malone pairing is one for the record books.
History in front of our eyes, you're right, for the Jazz. Foster's checked in for Malone. Morris comes in for Hornacek. And Isley subbed in for John Stockton.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Outside, Russell. Now the pass to Isley. Shot clock at 6. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Russell.
Utah has hit their stride. deep.
Timeout
No
call.
signs of struggle so far in this Game 6.
And the Bulls decide to take their first timeout here.
Coach wants to discuss things here. A few things to address.
And keeping everyone on the same page requires that communication.
At the elbow, it's Jordan. Another shot, and it's good on the way. Jordan's got 13 points now in the quarter.
Battling for the second chance points there. That kind of effort is why they've got the lead.
Defensively, they need to match that energy, or they'll have a difficult time getting back into this game.
And it's Russell in the corner. Pass to Isley. From downtown, Luke Longley grabs the miss. Longley's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Jordan. And Russell pulls it down. Russell's got 4 rebounds in this game. Passes it to Isley. Back to Russell. To the inside. That is good. And the Bulls lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Isley.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Great feed by Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
32 seconds left in the first half. Russell feeling it out a bit. Pass to Foster. Nice ball movement by Utah. Morris passes to Isley. Just 4 to shoot. The pass to Foster. Rebound by the Bulls.
I'm sure he's upset right now. He had a space, had it all lined up, but just couldn't convert on the mid-range jumper.
And it's in there.
Jordan.
And the level of awareness from Harper. Great job spotting his uncovered teammate.
Michael Jordan getting it done for the Chicago Bulls. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible.
Look on in, Jazz.
And don't go away.
Utah Jazz dancers.
Welcome back to the second half of Game 6 in the NBA Finals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Jazz trying to force a Game 7 against the defending champion Chicago Bulls in front of these tremendous fans.
And not just Scottie Pippen dealing with a bad back. John Stockton also dealing with back issues.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Harper. Tony Kukoc is out there with Pippen. Then it's Longley. And it's Jordan in at the 2. Harper against Stockton. Tries from 10. Here's Malone. Good on the shot. Malone's got 5.
Boy, that big reach of Malone, so effective on the glass, helping him to get to the loose ball so he can throw it back in the hole.
And apparently Clark Stockton got a back adjustment at halftime.
Well, Kevin, you know, at this point in the season, just about everybody is dealing with some kind of ailment. It's really a battle of attrition.
It is. Outside Russell, the 3. The offensive rebound. And it's Malone missing. And the Bulls doing about as well as they could have hoped for against Karl Malone.
Yeah, Kevin, he's such a load inside, so strong and really fast, great touch. I don't think you're ever going to stop him, but what you try to do is make him work for everything and slow him down a little bit.
And the Jazz call time here.
Giving up way too many scores inside. I can see why Coach called the timeout there.
And when you can't defend your rim inside, you can guarantee Coach is going to address that.
Here's Keith. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
This team runs very few plays for Keith, so the offensive boards are one way that he can score.
One more half between the Bulls and a forever legacy.
He's got this offense absolutely humming. And I love the patience and timing he's added to his game. Very obvious he's worked on that.
And this is what a coach loves to see. Looking to create for others and making the killer pass.
Russell against Jordan. Back to Hornacek. Takes a 3. Tony Kukoc comes up with the rebound. You know, Mike, this is pretty amazing considering how banged up he is, just how effective Scottie Pippen has been tonight in this game.
And if this were the regular season, no chance he'd be playing right now. But he's in there and making a difference.
And a heroic performance. Back to Russell. Pass to Hornacek. Stockton outside. Off target with his three. The Bulls leading by 18. It's Jordan.
Flying up high, what a move.
You're right, Clark. The elevation.
Incredible.
I almost thought he was getting too much air.
Stockton dishes to Russell. Passes to Malone. Back to Russell. From the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. Russell's got 11. And Pippen giving them what he can. But Clark, you can tell he is really limited.
Sometimes it's simply the power of your presence, Kevin, that can inspire your team. Just being out there can give your team a lift. You go back to Willis Reed limping out of the tunnel in that iconic shot in 1970. Will Scottie sacrifice lift his teammates in the same way? Perhaps.
That is the question. They get the rebound. Here's Malone. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Boy, Malone is just so strong, even when he gets hit. He stays with the shot nicely.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Carr, he's checked in for Keefe. Morris comes in for Brian Russell. Anderson, he's checked in for Hornacek. And Isley subbed in for John Stockton. And then for Chicago, Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Longley. Burrell comes in for Scottie Pippen. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Harper. Well, you can tell, Clark, can't you, the Jazz have made a priority of containing Tony Kukoc tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin, all over it. The Bulls are trying to get him going, but you got to give the Jazz defense a lot of credit. They pretty much bottled him up and held him in check.
Yeah, their defense has been great.
Turning defense into emphatic offense.
And Clark, we might see a timeout coming up here.
For sure.
Yeah, that is the definition of a momentum play. His team is fired up right now.
Giving up mid-range looks to a shooter like him, not going to help you get out of this hole.
Yeah, time for a change, because right now they're just getting beat up. He's having a nice night tonight. The option for this team so far.
And stolen by Jordan. Coach, Michael Jordan is having himself a game. Wow.
Outplaying Karl Malone to this point.
Oh.
The Bulls getting the better of that superstar matchup.
And the Jazz call time here.
Shooting too many blanks in this one to stay close.
Maybe try something different. Couldn't hurt at this point.
Make some noise and get out of your seat for your Utah Jazz dancers.
Chicago won't get a switch here. Wennington's checked in.
Bill Wennington.
Malone looking around. Morris passes to Carr. Jazz passing it around. Morris outside. Shot clock at 5. They need this. The shot misses. And the Bulls going the other way now.
And you look at Karl Malone, 6'9", 250 pounds. Just a Goliath. The Bulls are hard-pressed to deal with his physicality inside.
Anderson outside. Here's Isley, defended by Kerr. Isley the pass to Carr. Here's Jordan. Rebounded by the Jazz. Malone's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Isley the pass to Malone. Here's Isley. Malone in the corner. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Dennis Rodman picks one up.
Love the physical play from Malone, forcing the defender into a tough situation and drawing the whistle.
And both free throws good for Malone. And so here is Chicago. And there's the call on Karl Malone. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Here's Kerr. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Jordan passes to Burrell. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Malone. He's gone 3 for 4 from the line. The first one falls.
Michael Jordan.
And both free throws good for Jordan. Jordan with the steal. Driving the... Oh, Clark!
Oh, my goodness! Are you kidding me? Woo-hoo!
Here's Isley. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided.
The
Bulls out front. We're back for the fourth quarter of play here in Game 6. The Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls, for the second year in a row, battling for an NBA championship. It all comes down to this.
And you look at it, John Stockton, 36 years of age, Karl Malone at 34. You wonder, is this their last best chance at a title?
So is Stockton on the bench. Here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Foster is out there with Malone. Then it's Isley. Then it's Morris. And it's Anderson in at the shooting guard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the D is well aware of Malone's strength, which is why they resort to fouling him inside.
And Stockton at this point has played more playoff games, Clark, than anyone in NBA history without winning a title.
Boy, you certainly respect the number of deep runs that he's been part of, and at this point, all he wants is a ring.
As he's going to the Hall of Fame, but you're right, this has got to be the one thing absent on his resume.
No doubt.
Isley the pass to Morris. Here's Malone. Pippen clearly laboring tonight, guys. That back must still be a factor. And Special K, Pippen struggling to have his usual impact, but you gotta respect the effort. My goodness.
Yeah, much respect for Scotty, and you wonder if Jordan's flu game from last year's finals is on Scotty's mind. Thinking whatever I can give my team, I gotta try to give it to him.
That's a tough comparison, but a decent one. You're right.
Yeah, I agree.
Isley the pass to Anderson. Pass to Isley. Morris with the ball. Malone outside. And there's the pass to Isley. Just 2 to shoot. Over Kerr. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here he goes. And slam dunk by Jordan. Well, Clark, give the Chicago front court credit. Not easy to slow down Karl Malone, but they are finding a way.
And they're doing it with physical defense, which would lead them to most likely need an ice bath later on tonight. But sometimes it's all about doing whatever it takes to get the dub.
I don't know. You and I may need an ice bath after this as well. What do you think? Woof.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Cool.
Just a short one, though. Just a short one. Just a couple of minutes, that's all.
Pulls up on the elbow. And again, it's Michael Jordan. Jordan's got 10 points in the quarter.
You know, with his handles, he excels at tricking up the defense and getting the good looks he wants.
Now we go to David for a quick take.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, when you think about Michael Jordan's legacy, this is a guy with nothing left to prove, but he plays every game as if he has everything to prove. It's part of what's made him great, part of what he's done for the game of basketball, and this Bulls organization, which has won more with him than it ever did before he got here. Guys?
Puts it in perspective, D.A. Thank you. Mike Air Jordan. Michael Jordan. Arguably the greatest of all time.
What more can we ask for? What has he done for the game of basketball and the NBA as a whole? It's simply remarkable.
Well, no one has covered more big Jordan games than you, Mike. You would know. Isley the pass to Morris. Here's Foster. And here's Anderson. To the paint, here's Morris. Malone trying to break free. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Anderson.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Michael Jordan on the wing, defended by Anderson. Oh! With authority!
Time throwdown.
Man! Making a statement big time. My goodness.
Showstopper for sure.
Had the hang time and knew what to do with it.
Back to Malone. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan.
You know, deflections are key. They're big in this league. You want to be disruptive to the other team's offense.
Yeah, little tips like that, they can frustrate opponents.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Greg Ostertag, he's checked in for Malone. And it's Vaughn in for Isaac. And Chicago also making a switch. Simpkins, he's checked in for Luke Longley. Michael Jordan on the wing. Unloads from 13. That one rolling around and rims out. And Utah has possession. Here's Morris. Bushler with the rebound. Now the Bulls with it. Kerr with it. Guarded now by Morris. Here's Jordan. That's good. And so Kerr with the assist.
And he continues to put in work in the paint.
1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it. Morris kicks to Vaughn. Pass to Anderson. Morris outside. Just 5 to shoot. And they call an illegal screen here.
You know, I admit there is a little bit of a gray area when it comes to setting screens, but that one was pretty clear-cut to me.
Yeah, gotta have your feet set. He did. Easy call for the officials.
Burrell, he's checked in for the Bulls. Brown comes in for Steve Kerr. And here's Jordan outside. Rebounded by the Jazz. Anderson outside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
With no one getting in his way, he goes for the easy money. Excellent play.
Michael Jordan on the wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Anderson. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
He throw good, Jordan.
Shooting for Chicago, Michael.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Anderson outside. And here's Morris for 3. It's not going to go for him. And it's Chicago the other way. Jordan on the wing. It's stolen by Morris. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Vaughn. 13 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing. This could be it for Jordan, potentially his last possession as a Chicago Bull. Jordan with the bucket.
These are the plays you love to see from Scott Burrell. It points to his unselfishness.
And there's the call on Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Second team foul.
Here's Vaughn. And the Chicago Bulls win their 6th championship, completing a second three-peat. Without question, Mike, one of the greatest dynasties this league has ever seen.
6 championships in 8 seasons. A decade of dominance. The 90s have belonged to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
And this title run for the Bulls, arguably, Clark, their most difficult, with age and injuries and even some palace intrigue. But for the moment, merely jubilation.
You covered it all there, Kevin. What a remarkable run. And now we'll just have to wait and see whether they decide to run it back one more time. This very well, though, could be the final chapter for this incarnation.